Tantor Audio, a division of Recorded Books, presents Aspen's Song by B.A. Tortuga, narrated by John Solo. Chapter 1. Gabriel Hittilii sat on the little twin bed in the room they had provided for him, his hands on his thighs. He was kind of afraid to move. His discharge was final. He was off mandatory medical, so, while he had a lot of physical recovery to do still, he was free to go. Shit. Where the hell was he gonna go? He'd been in ops for 10 years, living out of a rucksack in war zones, acknowledged or not. He didn't even have an apartment or a storage unit. Gabriel was a ghost. He couldn't go back to Lobo Canyon. No way. While there had been an alpha change, the elders there would never see him as anything but the boy who either had to go into the military or go to jail. The government knew about a shit ton that Lobo Canyon still thought was secret. He rubbed his hands on his pants, trying to dry them. River would let him come stay. So would Miles, but River had a relatively new mate in a job as pack second, and Miles spent more time as a wolf than as a dude. His cousin Wendy had told him all that when he'd called. Fuck. She was the fucking sheriff now. Gabriel grabbed his phone and called up the contact Wendy had shared with him. She'd said he could call one more friend from the bad old days, and Cory was the head of his own pack now. A band of banished misfits. That sounded like his kind of place these days. So, he called. The voice on the phone was familiar and seemed genuinely happy to hear from him. "Gabriel, dude, Wendy said you'd be calling. When can you come in?" "I have no idea. I have to be out of here by tomorrow morning, but I'll need to take the bus. I'm in Virginia, so it'll be a few days." "You hurt too bad to fly, buddy?" Cory sounded surprised. His cheeks heated. "I can't afford it. I mean, not right now. It's a long story." His money was tied up for a week or so while he got legalities straightened out. The main account holder on his personal money had died, and he needed to take a death certificate to a branch of the credit union. In person. In New Mexico. "Fuck that. Seriously, I'll get you a ticket right now. Your pack." Cory's words were immediate, warm, and welcome. "We'll pick you up in Albuquerque. Trey will love it. I'll take him to the fancy-ass open-air mall to shop before you get in." "There's something fancy in Burkay," he teased. "Okay. I can pay you back." He had resources, they were just tied up. "I'm tired, man, so I really appreciate it." "No sweat, seriously. Trey has a zillion miles saved up. I've got your back. We have a private place for you. Do you need a ramp? We actually have a couple of portable ones. The main house has a permanent one." "I might, yeah. I'm not in a chair full-time or anything. Anymore. Starting tomorrow, damn it. But I have a cane and a wheelchair both. I got blown up pretty good." He would have been fine either way, but his shifter body refused to stop trying to knit back together. "Quinn's in a chair sometimes. He does great with his leg, but the chair is faster, and Josh and Janie's little ones like to ride." Like it was nothing. Like it was normal. The chair is faster. Hell, Matt's in a chair full-time. He took a deep breath, because his chest was all tight. "That sounds great, man. Thank you. I'm kinda at loose ends." The scars would be enough to slow him down. Even if the rest of him healed, they would pull tight. The doc said he would have some pain, too. Even if Shifter couldn't regrow a missing bone. "You have a place here. We've got room. And if you can stand hours of discussions on whether a ruby velvet or a peach georgette is right for a gown, you'll be all right." The sarcasm dripped from Cory's voice. I have no idea what georgette is," he chuckled. "I can ignore your mate as well as I ever did." A muffled, "I heard that," sounded, and Cory raised his voice. "It's a talent, trust me." This laugh was sweet, teasing. God, it was good to hear them back together, to know they were settled and happy. "What do you need from me?" "Send me all the info for your ticket. I'll get it today and give you the deets for tomorrow." Cory had his "I'll handle it" voice on now. "Got it. I'll text and send you my email and all." He would do it right after he got off the phone. What little he had was packed, so he would sleep until time to go tomorrow, and watch stupid game shows. "No problem. We'll have you back in chilly country in no time." Cory sounded eager to see him, which felt surprisingly good. "Thanks, man. Thanks. I need to heal up and get my shit together. If he even could get his shit together. This is the perfect place for that. Text me and I'll grab your ticket. They said their goodbyes and he slumped. He had a place to go. He had a way to get there, and he had a plan. Thank God. Now, all he had to do was make it to Albuquerque. Chapter 2. Aspen, you need to wake up, darling. Vanessa patted his cheeks gently, and it felt like she was slapping him with a metal gauntlet. Bang, bang, one side to another. I'm awake. His head was pounding, and he thought maybe he was bleeding, at least from his nose, maybe from his eyeballs, which would be really entertaining, as pale as he was. He tried to focus, tried to figure out where he was and why Vanessa was here. God, as he hurt in every muscle and joint. Honey, you had a seizure, I think. Right on the runway. They want you to see an EMT, so I'm trying to find one whose family. A seizure? He didn't understand. He closed his eyes, trying to gather his scattered chickens. You passed out. She helped him sit up when he flailed out with one hand, pulling him up so quickly his head spun. Fuck, he needed to stop that shit. It was getting worse, though, not giving him any warning before the visions came. Did I say anything? Speak in tongues or some such? No. Your eyes rolled back and you dropped like a stone. She patted his hand now. You need a break, I think. You've been working too hard. At least he hadn't started spouting nonsense. You will grow a mustache. You have bad ink in your future. Don't sleep with that guy tomorrow. He has crabs. He snorted. Yeah, I guess Lily is pissed. Lily O'Lear was the designer for the show he'd ruined. Are you kidding? She'll dine out on this for a month. Drama, darling. Vanessa bit her lip. I'm worried about you. You scared me. I'm worried about me, too. I'm thinking about going home. Not to Denver, but maybe to Juniper or even Wulf. In fact, Wulf's pack seemed like a fine idea. Everyone there had some issues that made them stand out. If Aspen started spouting gibberish, no one would care. You really should get checked, Vanessa said when he stood. Your head. Tell them I refused treatment, will you? I need to apologize to Lily. Then get out of here. The cameras will descend on me soon. I kept them away as long as I could. You look like hell, Aspen. Honey, you look like a ghost. I always look like that. He bent to kiss her cheek, ignoring the wave of nausea when he moved his head and went to grab his bag so he could call an Uber. He would send Lily a card. Call an Uber, get a plane ticket, call Wulf, and beg for a room for a few weeks, months, whatever. Wulf loved him. Wulf would say yes. He scheduled his car, and then he did call, because otherwise he was going to toss his cookies. Distraction was always a good thing. Hey, what's up, Aspen? Don't tell Laurel. I passed out at a show. It was kind of a disaster. Uh-oh. Whose show? I'll cover for you. Do you want to come here? Do you need me to come get you? There was his dear friend. Lily's show. I'm in L.A. I can be there on the red-eye. Then I'll come get you at the airport. Text me the deets. Wulf was a doll. So willing to help with anything, and not only because Aspen's parents had taken Wulf in when he was in trouble. I need a break. It's getting worse, Wulf. Then come here and we'll help. I'll fold you in and we'll sit and talk together for hours. We will. He loved the sound of that and how it warmed him from the icy cold that was stealing over him. I can have hugs. No one touched him, ever. Well, Vanessa had, but he knew that was only to wake him up. Aspen thought people were scared, mostly, in a superstitious way. He wasn't quite an albino, but a lot of people thought he was when he wore dark glasses, and more than one person had called him an avenging angel. As many as you can stand, honey. You know we all love you here. We can bubble in the hot tub and drink prickly pear margaritas and watch the moon come up. Wulf's warm voice held no pity, just love and acceptance. A wave of longing hit him hard, and he swallowed. I have everything with me. I'll Uber right to the airport. Wulf's pack was as close to a real home as he could think of right now. His sister Laurel would fuss, and his mom would have that quiet dread that he was going to die on her or something. Even Cory was nice to him at Wulf's, and that man was a teeny bit hidebound. A lot of alphas were, though. He should know. His dad was one. "I'll be at the airport. We'll go have breakfast together. I need my Aspen snuggles. It's time for a break, Wulf's voice was so happy, so eager, and it was real, and for him. "It is. I'll see you soon, love." He hung up after a few more promises of hugs and cinnamon rolls because his card pulled up, according to the text that dinged his phone. That was the ticket. He would be somewhere else in no time. Chapter 3. When he got to baggage claim in Albuquerque, Gabriel could have just cried. The pressure on his joints from being in the air had been a screaming, aching thing, and the relief was huge. So was the sight of Cory and his mate, Trey, waiting for him with a sign that said Gabby, which was his nickname from the bad old days when the guys would tease him to no end when he would snarl that he was named after an archangel. "Hey," he summoned a smile from his toes. "Thanks, man," was about all he could manage. Cory came right to him, grabbed him in a not-too-tight hug. "Welcome home. Your chair get checked?" Trey took his backpack from his hand, the wild-haired Wulf dressed in a gauzy shirt and leather pants and boots. Lord, that was a look for L.A. or New York. He loved that Trey, Wulf now, wore it to bouquet. Yeah. It should come out on oversize, they said. My ruck will come out on the regular belt. It was too big to carry on." It was everything he owned, but for the backpack that had his old laptop, a new tablet, and all his paperwork, and meds. Christ, the meds. He had ones for pain, and ones to relax muscles, and ones to keep his ears from ringing or his balls from shriveling or some shit. "Excellent. We brought the SUV. It's cushy." Trey winked at him, and it was amazing, the confidence and the joy. "Thanks. How are you, Trey?" The guy was scarred up something fierce, and Gabriel hated how the pack had done him when they were all kids. "Fabulous." Trey tossed his hair. So dramatic. "I got some goodies at the Apple store and at Trader Joe's. Are you hungry at all? There's a ton of options before we get out of Albuquerque." "I could have whatever." He grinned, thinking of his most recent mission, where he'd eaten lizard most nights. "I'm used to MREs." "Well, we'll get your chair, then get you some food so you can take a pill," Cory said matter-of-factly. "Garcia's, maybe. Solid enchilada and chicharrones option there." He perked up a little. Navajo taco? He loved fry bread with a fiery, burning passion. Yup. Cory let him lean all the way to his baggage claim, and there was his chair and his fancy cane all strapped together. Man, the baggage guys used a lot of tape. Before he knew it, he was out in the sunshine and in the back seat of a truly comfortable SUV. As he was getting settled, he heard a squeal, and, "Oh my God, are you Wulf? Can we have an autograph?" Wow. He blinked out the window at the 40-something lady and her teenage daughter, who were bouncing at Trey. He couldn't put the two together, really, but good for him. Trey was charming, kind, signed the autograph, and took a selfie with the two before Cory slipped him into the car. "Look who's all famous," Gabe teased gently before laying his head back for just a minute. God, he was tired. "That's me, fashion designer to the stars." Trey laughed happily and leaned over to kiss Cory's cheek. "And you didn't even growl this time." "They seemed nice," Cory said grudgingly, "and they didn't try to touch you without permission." "They were nice. Now feed us, mate." "Yes, sir," Cory said, getting them moving. The smooth ride of the big SUV lulled him right to sleep, and when he woke up, Gabriel could smell chilies and meat, cheese and grease. His stomach rumbled and he moaned, but he wasn't sure he could move. He was stiff as a board from hours on a plane. "I got your chair instead of your cane, man. Traveling is tough." He looked at the open door where Cory waited, and he was a little overwhelmed at the kindness. He'd had good care from the government, but they'd all been impersonal, in and out. Cory was solid, strong, and pure alpha. It was, well, surprising, confusing, weird, comforting, too. Cory's hands were gentle, steadying him as he crawled out. He eased down into the chair, and he was whisked into a retro Mexican restaurant that was all dark wood and bright green, red, and yellow decorations. They were seated in no time and had hot coffee and chips and salsa, and he had no idea what to do. This whole experience was surreal. When was the last time he'd been at a restaurant that wasn't a hole in the wall in a third-world country where he was waiting for a meet? maybe never. "We need to get a triple family pack to take home, please," Trey told the waitress. "I have a pack to feed." "I'll see. We'll have it ready when you go home." She smiled, and Gabriel had to laugh. Yeah, he was back home. That accent was so comforting, settling in his bones. "I have a good friend staying at the main house. Aspen. He's one of Stephen's wife's pack. He got in at the crack of dawn and is sleeping hard." Trey jabbered at him, not seeming to expect any answers, really just making conversation. "Yeah, I won't be in the way." He had no intention of making anyone's life harder. "Nonsense." Trey waved a hand. "We have Miguel's trailer for you. He moved up to Lobo Canyon to be with River." "River, like Mr. Football Stud River." Who'd have thought? The idea that River was in love blew his mind. "The whole old bunch is settling down." He shook his head. "How's Miles? Happy? Running around fuzzy more than not?" Cory didn't sound worried at all. "Good deal. That's what I heard. I've missed everyone." Ellie really didn't know anyone anymore. What little he heard was when he called his cousin, which was on her birthday and, if he could swing it, Christmas. "It's not a bad drive to visit. Everyone wants to meet you. They know to give you some space, but everyone is excited to meet someone new." Trey smiled at him. "Except for Cory, his mom, and the children, everyone is less than welcome in other packs. We're a special group." "I'm not sure how welcome I'd be back," Cory teased. "Wendy is the sheriff now, you know. And River is a damn good second." Wendy said. Gabe grinned. "She might shoot you if you tried to take your old job back." "She might at that." Cory munched a chip, looking unconcerned. "You like the pack, man, though you might just sleep the first few days." "I might. That's totally possible. Probable, goddess he was warned." The trailer is on a foundation, and it's furnished. King-sized bed, recliner, sofa, big TV. 2 of the rooms are sort of sparse. Trey grinned and shrugged. "But the whole setup is homey and comfortable and solid. Got a ramp and everything." "Thanks. For real. I didn't know where else to go." He'd been racking his brain, trying to think of a way to settle somewhere and recover. "I guess I didn't expect to get hurt, you know." "No one does." Cory was simply matter-of-fact. "You're welcome here. We have space, resources, and shelter. Not to mention a delicious lack of politics," Trey added. "No shit." All packs had politics. It was inevitable. Hell, the tiny team he'd worked with sometimes had been 3 wolves, a mountain lion, a fox, and a bobcat, and there had been constant drama. Now, one of them was dead, and the rest scattered to the wind. "No shit. We have 2 elders, Mom, Therese, Janie, and her twins, Matt and Jen and their 3 pups." Cory trailed off. "And the guys," Trey said. "The guys." "Josh and Quinn. Young males, good hearts, but still working out their personal shit." "Uh-huh. No politics." Trey laughed. "Nope, just frenemies. They're working on it. Law of, attraction." He gave up trying to make sense of that when his Christmas beef enchiladas with eggs on top showed up. Red chili, green chili, rice, beans, cheesy perfection. Healing took energy. "There we go. That's what we needed. Food, and then home to rest." Trey had a nice big bite of beans. "Your friend won't be mad you had to come pick me up." "Aspen?" Trey asked, eyebrows going up. "No, not at all. He's worn down, I think. He'll crash, and Mom B is looking after him. She'll coddle him for me." "Okay, cool." He really didn't want to steal someone else's thunder. "Give yourself a few weeks to relax and settle, then you'll know you belong." Cory didn't seem worried. "There's even bears. I mean, bear shifters. Next door, which is like acres away." Trey laughed at himself, Gabriel thought. "You'll like them. They're ex-military, too." "Bears? Seriously?" "Ex-military bears, no less." Trey nodded. "Yep, bears. Seriously." "Wow. Figures you guys would have the weirdest pack in history." "Nah, that's the Andaluses," Cory said automatically. "City wolves. Who does that?" Trey smacked him. "Not nice." "Seedy wolves," Cory teased. "Fancy, high-fashioned espresso drinking." "You love my coffee machine more than you like me." Trey cracked up. Cory nodded, looking like the cat that got the cream. You do make good coffee. He wooed me away from the canyon with Starbucks, you know, lattes and chocolate croissants. Oh, those are good. Gabe loved a croissant, even though he preferred his coffee strong and mostly black. Right, and pumpkin basoli from the Plaza Cafe in the fall. Trey smacked his lips, his expression reverent. Okay, Gabe was so ready for all that. This is amazing. Thanks. A huge plate of sopapillas landed on the table along with a bottle of honey. Your to-go order is almost up, the server said with a huge smile. You want anything else? Trey handed her a credit card. Anyone? No? Good deal. Can we have triple sopapillas? Absolutely. She hustled off, and Gabriel had to grin. She would probably make more on Trey's one order than she would get the rest of the day. The fried bread was still hot, crispy outside, soft inside, and he filled it with honey. Oh, I got you a Navajo taco for later, Cory said, since you got enchiladas rancheros now. They looked so good. He hummed. Spoiling me. He would pay his way, he would. Can someone run me to the credit union in Santa Fe tomorrow? Absolutely. There's always someone who wants to run to town. Matt loves to grab things for the school. Thanks. I'm not cleared to drive yet, and I need to get the financials fixed. He closed his eyes for a moment, thinking of his best buddy, Dylan. Gone now. Just like that. No problem. Cory spoke, but it was Trey who reached over and took his hand, holding it. He squeezed, his eyes stinging. He and Dylan hadn't ever been lovers, but they'd been soul brothers, them against the world. When they decided to toss in their investments together for retirement, neither of them had considered that they weren't invincible, or what a pain in the ass a tough-to-access credit union, which was lovely and secure in an analog way, would be to get to when one of them died. Trey held on, and it was comforting, like he was somewhere that he was welcome and safe and could heal his heart. Maybe it could. Surely food like this could cure his body. His eyelids drooped, speaking of his body, and the bill came back paid then, along with all the to-go food. Come on, man. Let's get you comfy, and you can have a nap in the car. Cory hopped up to grab the handles on his wheelchair. It's a couple hours' drive, so a nice solid rest. Thanks. How many times was he going to say that? As many as it took, he guessed. I'm not good company, huh? Hey, you made it through a whole meal without nodding off. I'm impressed. Cory was a hoot. So was his mate. Well, you know, I just took my pill. The sleeping will commence. Knock yourself out, Cory snorted. I cracked myself up. Trey rolled his eyes like dice. Good thing, too, since no one else thinks you're funny. He laughed with them, a little rusty, but he was getting there. Maybe he could do this whole civilian thing after all. He'd have to see. Chapter 4. Aspen slept as long as he could, only getting up for water and pee breaks. But eventually the smell of bacon woke him up, and he knew he was ready to move. He opened his eyes to see Wulf sitting there, a tray next to the bed. Okay, butthead, it's been 3 days. Eat. I brought toast, fruit, bacon, coffee. 3 days? Whoa. Yeah, you must have been exhausted. Welcome home. He reached up, and Wulf pulled him into a hug. That was even more important than the food, and Aspen soaked in the contact. Wulf gave the best hugs, strong and right and firm, but not like restraint at all. Missed you, brother. Miguel says to tell you hello. He's looking forward to Skyping. Wulf held him, smoothing his hair, petting him with long, steady strokes. Me too. I miss his face. He'd have to get with Laurel, too. If Miguel had heard he was up by Santa Fe, then so had Laurel. She would be worried about him, wanting to look into his eyes and make sure all was well. Me too, but he's crazy happy up there. He's gotten into weaving and designing textiles. Soon he's going to be too busy for me. Wulf didn't sound so broken up about it, not like at his sister's baby's christening. Then Wulf had been a little nuts. Good for him. He leaned a little harder and sighed. Tell me when to let go, man. You're like a battery and I'm charging. I'm not busy, but you have to eat, so... Wulf shifted around so he could lean and nosh. So good to him. He grabbed bacon first. Goddess, he needed more protein. He ate like a model so he could stay super skinny, but This was vacay. Aspen closed his eyes. So good. Cory and Gabe are smoking a couple of briskets for tonight, so you can feast with us. Wulf stole a bite of pineapple. Gabe. That was a name he didn't know, and he was pretty familiar with the pack. Well, he thought he was. Things moved pretty fast with this bunch. Friend of Cory's from the canyon. He was some sort of special ops guy and got hurt real bad. He's a little gruff, but kind as hell. Kind was good. He wasn't sure he could handle macho crap right now. He was too bruised. Not broken, but definitely bent. I do like brisket. Cory has it down to a science now. Wulf fed him another bite when he just sat there. And you love that. Wulf nodded. It's good. This is a good spot. You've been working too hard, I can tell. There's this weird stillness. You're exhausted. I've been trying to get as much work in as I can. He leaned back to give Wulf a wry glance. I'm not getting any younger, and it's a young Wulf's job. Do you still like it? Wulf asked, and those familiar eyes were knowing, too knowing. It's a job, Aspen sighed. What else am I good at, Wulf? I can't charge for having visions. You don't have to worry right now, do you? You can stay here, help me talk out my new line. I'm doing red carpet gowns for men. You can be my muse. Yeah? That was cool. There had been a couple of sensational ones at recent award shows. I could do that. I like that look. Good deal. You know I miss the fuck out of you, and we both deserve some downtime. Hot tub time. Margarita time. Wulf rocked him a little. Shopping in Santa Fe? He asked, because that was one of his great joys in life, at least with Wulf. There were so many weird little shops. Yes, even Miguel runs out of steam before I do. Wulf munched another piece of bacon. You are a champion. I try. He finally sat up before Wulf ate all his breakfast, reaching for toast. I got you that rose and sandalwood soap you like so much, and the purple shampoo. The food was extremely good, and he was starting to feel almost normal. It's a date. Thanks, honey, really. Any time. Let me get out of your hair. No, stay. He ate this stunning bite of pineapple. I need a shower, but I want to hang out, as long as you can stand me. Yeah, you're not ripe, but you're houndy, Wulf teased. I can stick around. Cory's being all manly, so I need to let him have me time. Pick me out something to wear. He had brought 4 huge suitcases filled with his favorite downtime clothes and accessories. I made you loungewear. Jersey. It's so cool and washable. Wulf went to the closet and pulled out a diaphanous, scoop-necked top and wide-legged pants that were meant for comfort and ease. Look at that. Oh, that's amazing. You should go into athleisure. He reached out to feel the fabric, which was like a cloud. Gorgeous. I'm sending samples to some of the bastions of gay culture this week, Wulf said, bouncing against him. That boutique we did that show for in San Francisco ordered a bunch just from the fabric swatches I sent. We'll hot tub later, too, so if you brought a suit, I always have one with me. I like to swim, when I can. It was always the easiest exercise to be had at a decent hotel. I love to bubble. Lazy. Aspen stretched, feeling his muscles twinge. Lord, he needed to get up and move. Let me get a shower, and then I'm all yours. I can't wait. Wulf winked, then headed out of the room, taking his empty dishes along. I'll be in the common room. I'll see you there. He felt like he was already 10 times better than when he had left L.A. Maybe he would just hang out with Wulf and contemplate his future. That sort of shit was always easier among friends. Chapter 5. Instead of his wheelchair, Gabriel sat in a comfy lawn chair with a padded cushion, watching Cory play caveman with the fancy-ass outdoor kitchen Wulf had bought him. Today, he had been able to get around mostly with his cane, but his chair was on standby if he needed it. You want another beer, man? Cory asked. Still working on this one. He didn't mind that it was warm. It was an indulgence he rarely got. Stop poking the smoker and let it go. You know it's best if you leave it alone. Yeah. Cory came to sit, and about the time he was about to tease the man some more, Trey and another man came out of the house. He damn near dropped his beer. That was the most beautiful man Gabriel had ever seen in his life. Pale as milk with
Sample complete. Ready to continue?